Hey guys, today we will be unboxing the Testudio physical controls for the Model 3 and Y. So, for the unboxing, it comes with a card that shows the details for the item, a bunch of stickers for shortcuts on the individual controls, a product manual giving you all the instructions of this below, and the different functions that the device can handle. Within the box, here are the tools required for the install. Plastic trim removal. This is the piece that connects from the wiring harness right here all the way to the input on the actual device, which is right here. Now, after this input, you can separately use this port to charge any of the devices that you may want. So this is pretty much it. You can essentially just turn the dial for different functions and preset each of these buttons up or down to do different things as you so desire. At last, here are the different clips that go near the screen. It essentially goes in like this. Clip it here and push it down like so, and once it's in, you'll hear a click. You can take it out when you desire. So these are two different mounting points. It says right here Model 3 and Y, and this one is for the Model 3 Highland and Juniper. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get right to the install. So to start off this install, what you want to do is remove this panel right here. You can take the included pry tool and just pry this panel open. It's just a few clips, like so. And after that, it can just pop out just like that. From there, all the Teslas have a clip right over there that you want to remove. So for that, you can just pop this clip off like so and pull it off like that. From there, what you can do is just pull back the seal a little, and you'll have enough room to pull this carpeted piece out. Right here at the bottom, there are clips. You can just pull on it, and when you slide it back, it just comes off just like that. These two plugs are what we'll be using for this wiring harness. This one is the AMD CAN plug. The CAN is the same one as the OBD2 connector. That can pop in right here. Just clearing out the clips a little, you can just pop this OBD2 adapter where the vehicle can receive CAN information. This one is left open, but for the Model 3 and Y from the past years, it might be full, so you might need to use this pigtail adapter. Since this was open before, we can just leave this output one open as well. You can take in the Model Y adapter right here, MYD. That's for the Highland and Juniper vehicles. Remove this plug right here. You can just use your hands and plug the pigtail in like so. Once you hear a click, you can just take the other piece wire that you took out and plug it in right here. Perfect. And from there, what you want to do is that you can see that this thing is plugged in. That's all you have to worry about for that. You can grab the included USB-C cable. This will essentially be powering the unit. To route this cable, what you want to do first is see how much length you need. So for me, since I have the screen tilt mount, what I'm gonna do is position this first and see how much slack I need. So this is the length that I need. so that it reaches the screen at full tilt both ways. So what I'm gonna do first is feed it through the screen tilt trim. Take this wire, put it through back here, and with my other hand, grab it through this hole. After feeding it through, just see how much slack you need, and that's how much you have to pull it out. After that, what you want to do is open your glove box, since you'd be feeding the wires through the trim right over here underneath this trim. So it's a little tough to get in there, so we can start all the way back here. So what you want to do is feed it through this gap right over here. You can just push it back a little and tuck it in like so. And when you finish tucking it in, there's a small gap over here, and in that gap you can just pull it back a little and fish it through right here. Just pull it back a little bit. So you can pull it back a little, and just like so, it's made it in. You can push it back into the void right there, so that everything is nice and clean. From there, what you can do is start putting your panel back together. So to put that panel, what you want to do is take this again and start pushing it back the same way you took it out. And what you mainly want to focus on is making these clips align. This clip going there, and so forth. Right after just pushing it in place, clearing all the wires, making sure that the clips align right there, you can just start clicking things into place, and it should just start popping in place. Like so. You can push the clip back and push it into place. After that, you can take this panel. Again, make sure that the wire doesn't interfere with the clips, and just put it back like so. It'll just snap into place like that. From there, what you can do is put the wire stripping back. It's not that hard. Just pop it into place like so. Perfect. There, the last piece to do is just put this right here. It will align with the bottom perfectly, and use the included clip right there to attach it. It's very simple to do. So what you want to do first is take the side with this fitting on it and put it on the right of the screen. Once you stick it in, there will be a loud click. After that, you can latch it down and just push it over here until you hear a solid click on that side as well. Again, if you have a screen tilt accessory already on it, it might become a little difficult, but once it's clicked in for good, you're good to go. Once it's lined up, just click it in, and voila, that's it. Not least, what you want to do is take that USB-C wire and plug it in right there. And after that, that's pretty much it. After you're done with that install, what you can do is do the most satisfying part and peel off that screen protector. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get to testing some features next. So here's a quick demo on how to use the actual product. So if we click here, we can scroll through the 3 menus, which are settings to change the functions of these buttons, fan mode to increase the speed of your fan. As you can see, it's at high now, and it's off now. This changes temperature. Right now it's on AC, cold, and this turns it all the way up to heat. But since it's summer weather out here, we'll turn it back down to AC. And this is the main menu where it shows you all the functions that this product can help with. Here in the manual, it describes all the functions, your different drive modes: park, reverse drive, left signal, right signal, charge port, mirror fold, battery preheat, dome light, window lock, sport mode, hazards, rear fan, front trunk, the front right seat backward, forward, and opening the different doors. So it's very simple to set up. Once you're on this settings menu, the button in which you want to alter what its function is, you hold it down. So 1, 2. After that, this menu pops up. From there, you can choose what function you want. So for that, I'm gonna choose park. After that, hold it and you're good to go. This button is mapped to set the vehicle to park. Let's do reverse for the second one. So hold it down, boom, scroll until you find reverse. There we go, hold it in. Now that's reverse. So once my foot is on the brake, reverse, park. So I'm gonna spend some time mapping all of this and I'll tell you what I've decided. I've spent some time mapping out what I want my functions to be, and this is what I've decided. So reverse. So just to give you an idea of how quick it switches, here's drive, reverse, drive, and park. And within a second, it's already done. After that, I've mapped this button to open my frunk. I have the power frunk kit, so pressing this one more time would bring the frunk down. Like that. Same thing with the rear. Pressing it once would open the rear trunk, and one more time will close it. All right, here I have it mapped to turn off the rear fan, since sometimes the kids don't want there being AC back there. So just set it like that, boom. Now the rear fan turns off, put my hand back there, and it's off. This button preconditions the battery if I manually want to go fast charge. I probably won't be using that, but a good indicator is that 1, you can hear the motor winding up to heat the battery, and 2, this button over here lights up when you hit it, so you know that you have it on and it's not wasting unnecessary energy. This button also over here is for the window locks, if you want to toggle that on quickly. Now these 3 are my most favorite buttons. This will pop each of the doors open, so when I click the button, immediately it pops open. This I have it mapped to the front right, this the rear left, and this the rear right. You can see how immediate that was. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I probably will end up changing this to the charge port door like that, and as soon as I click it, 3, 2, 1, the charge port door opened. Some of the stickers that it comes with, I'll be putting them the way I designed it. You can put it however you like, but it's quite simple. Essentially, you take the sticker out. It's some sort of plastic, so it feels good, and you just stick it on right there, like so. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I really love this accessory. Please check Testudio out if you're interested in it. Use my discount code below to save yourself some money. And if you have any questions, leave your thoughts below. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and comment below if you have any questions. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all next time.